There is a cruel paradox built into software engineering. When your team decides to move as fast as possible today, you are almost guaranteeing they will move slower tomorrow. The data bears this out. Developers currently spend roughly 70 jobs easier, while product managers demand immediate releases for new features. A mature engineering team does not strive for perfect code. Their goal is to calculate the exact ROI of their technical debt, so they know precisely when to ship and when to pause and refactor. Taking on technical debt is actually a highly strategic business maneuver, provided you do it deliberately. This quadrant chart maps out the difference between business choices and sloppy engineering. If a team knowingly takes a coding shortcut to hit a hard market deadline and capture immediate revenue, that drops into the prudent and deliberate sector. By capturing that revenue, the team accepts that future features added to this specific module will take longer to build until that principal is repaid. It is a calculated trade-off. Contrast that entirely with reckless and inadvertent debt. This occurs when developers work without standardized coding guidelines or clear API documentation. Skipping basic steps saves hours of immediate planning time, but it generates extreme onboarding friction and drives up developer turnover, creating massive, invisible interest rates. Correctly identifying which quadrant your code falls into is the mandatory first step. You have to know what kind of debt you hold before asking leadership for the budget to fix it. To manage this debt, engineering teams have to locate it, and the tools they use to measure their codebase determine whether they solve the problem or make it worse. Basic static code analysis tools blindly scan codebases, rapidly generating thousands of low-level stylistic warnings without any context. The trade-off here is severe. Static tools produce a massive ratio of false positives that completely overwhelm development teams. These false positives trick organizations into wasting expensive engineering hours fixing low-level formatting issues. Clearing those warnings has absolutely no impact on long-term maintainability or business performance. Behavioral code analysis offers a modern, accurate alternative. This comparison matrix shows the difference. Behavioral analysis tracks how your developers actually interact with the codebase over time, allowing it to locate high-traffic architectural choke points. This approach identifies the critical 5 to 10% of the codebase that is responsible for 90% of your team's maintenance costs. Shifting from static to behavioral measurement is required to stop wasting time and start securing massive returns on your refactoring efforts. Once you locate the high-impact debt, you need a financial formula to justify pausing new feature development so your team can fix it. This visual scorecard breaks down the exact ROI calculation. Take your principal, the immediate cost of fixing the code, plus the interest, which is your ongoing productivity loss. The critical multiplier in this formula is the interest probability. If a piece of messy, legacy code works perfectly and is never modified by developers, it has a 0% probability of accruing interest. You should never spend refactoring budget on code that works and remains untouched. Only fix code that is actively being modified and slowing the team down. To pay this down, the industry standard solution is to deduct a fixed 15 to 20% of capacity from every single sprint, reserving it exclusively for targeted debt reduction. Enforcing the 20% rule reduces the raw number of new features you ship today, but treating debt repayment with the exact same priority as a new feature is the only way to prevent a total system rewrite tomorrow. The strategy for managing debt changes drastically depending on your company's current stage of maturity. This decision tree maps out the playbooks. For early-stage startups, you optimize purely for speed. You accept prudent debt to find product-market fit. At this stage, your primary risk is running out of money, not bad code. Keep a ledger of shortcuts. For scaling teams, abandon gut feelings and immediately enforce the 20% sprint rule. Track metrics like cycle time and bug rates to prove the ROI to stakeholders. For enterprise engineering leaders, abandon static tools. Deploy behavioral analysis to eradicate toxic debt in high-churn systems. Matching your current business stage to the correct refactoring playbook ensures you never over-index on code perfection when you should be focused on market survival. Technical debt is a powerful financial instrument, not an inherently evil engineering mistake. The true danger lies in unmeasured, inadvertent debt. That is what silently bankrupts developer productivity and completely stalls business growth. The goal is to shift the conversation away from treating technical debt as bad code and focus entirely on how to maximize business outcomes. By accurately measuring the ROI of your code, you can confidently navigate the trade-off between immediate feature velocity and long-term system stability.